Hello, it's Lesley Fightmaster, and our class today will be doing some forward folding. We'll bring the hands together, take a moment here to set an intention for your practice. And then rolling forward. This will be kind of a gentler class. We'll come into child's pose. I'm going to take your knees a little bit wider so your belly can rest between the thighs, and either rest your head on the mat or on your hands or maybe on a pillow. And just breathe here. So today that I'm filming this one and doing the voiceover is the last day of Mercury being in retrograde. So I don't know if you've heard of this or not, but this one, 3-week long period, was kind of rough. But it did extend your arms forward, make your way up onto your knees, tuck your toes, down dog with your legs as wide as the mat. And then bicycle the legs if you like. With this 3-week period of Mercury being in retrograde, some weird things happened with my cell phone. Like calling, it just randomly called people in the middle of the night. And the other thing is that I was really forced to slow down and kind of go inward. So this is what this class is about. Walk the hands back to the feet and then grab the opposite elbows and hang or hold on to the legs and draw yourself in a little bit deeper. Bend the knees as much as you need to. So even if I was super motivated and tried to get stuff done, it didn't happen. So I just decided that I would just slow down. Those were the cues I was getting, and a lot of meditation the last couple of weeks. Walk yourself back into downward facing dog and stretch back. Next, inhale, plank. Lower slowly to the floor. Knees can always come down first. Untuck the toes. Inhale, little cobra. Keep the belly lifted. Toes straight back behind you. Make sure those ankles don't puff out. And then press up onto the knees and slowly back here into downward facing dog. Gazing between the knees. Keep the arms and the ears in the same line. And we'll walk the hands back to the feet again. This time, hold the opposite elbows and gently rock your side to side. Bend the knees if you need to. And then walk your feet as wide as the mat, Malasana. Set your hips down, toes and knees in line. So I have to turn my toes out in order to get into this. You may or may not have to, but make sure the toes and knees are in line. Right hand down and inhale, extend the left arm up so there's a little twist. And then just back to center. And then left hand down to the floor and right arm up, little twist. And then back to center. Nice hip opener. If it hurts your knees, though, don't go low. Start to walk yourself back out into down dog. Inhale, plank. And again, lower chaturanga all the way to the floor. And inhale to cobra or up dog if you want to. And exhale back into down dog. And then coming to seated. And extend the legs in front of you. If it's hard to sit up nice and tall, sit on the edge of a blanket or pillow. Bend the right knee, reach the right arm forward on the inside of the right leg and wrap it around and see if you can catch your left wrist. If not, hold your shirt. Exhale to come forward. This is Marichasana A. There's a little bit of space between my right foot and my inner left thigh. So have a little space there. Roll the left shoulder back a little bit and keep pulling your left toes back to flex the ankle. And draw the belly in and up. Back to your steady breathing. And either gaze at your shin or your foot. Inhale to come up. And exhale, release. Straighten out your right leg and bend the left. So again, there's a little space between the foot and the thigh. Left arm on the inside, wrap it around, clasp your hand or grab your shirt, and come forward any amount or not. So remember, when you're forward folding, we always hinge forward from the hips and not bend from the waist. So we don't want to round our upper back as much as possible. We want to kind of keep it lengthening as much as we can. Keep the left ankle flexed, gazing at the shin or the foot. And then inhale, come on up. Soles of feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, again up on a blanket if you need one. Exhale, hinging from the hips forward, and try to come forward again with a long spine this time. We will round down in a moment, and we're going to hold this one, I think, for about a minute. So forward folds are generally supposed to be very calming for the nervous system. But when we first start to do them, they may not feel so calming. So just move into it little by little. Inhale, come up. Exhale, now round down the forehead toward the feet. So move into the pose a little at a time. Just check and see how you're feeling and acknowledge that. And either stay or maybe move in a little deeper. Never have to go very far into a pose, just how you feel a stretch. And then let things relax. Release the jaw and the shoulders. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And inhale, come up. Take the legs wide for Upavista Konasana. It's again sitting up on the blanket or pillow. If you have one, if you need one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale with a long spine, come forward. So again, find a spot that works for you. It doesn't have to be really deep. Find a position that's comfortable and gives you a stretch. And then just breathe here. Be sure you're not holding onto any tension. If you find any, try and let it go. Nice long breaths in and out through the nose. And then slowly make your way up. I'm going to practice Kormasana. Kormasana means tortoise or turtle. So bending the knees, take the legs about as wide as the mat. And then you see I've wrapped my hands on underneath the calves and fold forward. So that's one variation. Or palms facing down, sliding the legs out as you take a deeper forward fold. And it's a pretty deep forward fold. You can also turn your palms to face up. That feels better on my elbow joints. So this Kormasana turtle, it's like a turtle in its shell. So just take a few breaths here, find your edge, find your position that you're going to stay with, and draw yourself in like a tortoise in its shell. And then slowly make your way up. And then cross at your shins, rolling forward, and make your way all the way onto your belly. And just resting here on the belly for a moment, take your left ear down to the mat or onto your hands. And just a moment to stretch out the spine. Bring the head towards center, forehead resting on the hands. And then bring your right ear down. Back to center, arms by your sides. Inhale, lift up your chest for Shavasana, locust pose. Keep your toes pressing down, all 10 of them. And then next inhale, lift them up. Keep the back of the neck long. And we're stretching out the front of the body. And then release and rest. We'll do that one more time. Arms by your sides. Inhale, lift everything up into Shavasana. Inner thighs spin up, tailbone toward heels. Belly pulls in, pubic bone pressing down lightly. Chest widens. And come down and rest. Bring the hands by the rib cage. Inhale to cobra, low or high. And then to the knees. Press yourself back. And then sitting forward, we'll make our way onto our backs for bridge pose. Feet hips distance apart, outer edges of your feet parallel. Press into the heels and lift up, rolling the shoulders under. Or keeping the hands on the floor, whatever is better. Keep the chin away from the chest. Spiral the inner thighs toward each other, finding length in the front of the body. And then lower down and just hug your knees into your chest. Keep the right knee hugging in. As you exhale, take it over to the left and twist. Look over the right shoulder. And then back to center, left knee in, extend the right leg out, and take it off to the right and twist. And then come on to center. You're going to roll off to the right, press up so that you can come onto your belly. So today we're going to take Shavasana lying on the belly. I'm going to start with my right ear onto the floor. Now if this is just not feeling comfortable to you, then take a regular Shavasana. But if you have never done it, give it a try. It can be very calming. So just let everything relax. And take your other ear down, turning the head in the opposite direction. So our quote today is take a longer breath. Our quote is from Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Now reach your arms forward and take a long stretch. Sometimes it's good to slow down and go inward so that we can connect to that magnificence that we have within us. Rolling to one side. And then slowly make your way up. Sit up tall, crossing at your shins, hands together, palms touch. Bring our hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications. Sending out this wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked our class, please push the like button and subscribe to our channel. Please share our classes with your friends. If you can help us with our mission, which is to bring yoga to as many people as we can possibly reach, because we think that yoga makes everybody happier, there is a link below to send us a donation of any amount through PayPal. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.